not gonna try to tear all that down because you can handle one little soft ass video. Like this is what I mean, man. This is feminine, bro. This ain't real man would be like, come on, man. Come on, man. Next video, bro. You know what I mean? We're all good, you know? We're men over here.
You went as far to say that we're men over here just for you to start screaming and yelling at a dude in the comment section for calling you a Nintendo fanboy. Now, mind you, I get called an Xbox fanboy. I even laughed at it when I seen it in the title because, to be honest with you, as a man, I truly don't care, man. There's so many problems that we have in the world. Why would I be so concerned about somebody calling me an Xbox fanboy? Who honestly really cares? But the fact that you got so triggered and upset at the fact that somebody called you a Nintendo fanboy must mean that there might be some truth to it. Let's go. Let's roll the film.
I don't see that, though. AGN is definitely a Nintendo fanboy. See, here it is again. This is funny. If I was, I would tell you. I'm not. His comment on that video is calling him out about this bad video. He also hasn't called out Nintendo with everything going on with the Switch 2. What haven't I called out? What do you want me to talk about? You want me to be a hypocrite like you? You want to complain about key cards? You want a console that's a Series S that has no physical? You focus on Game Pass. There's no physical.
PlayStation 5 Slim Digital doesn't have physical either, even if you could buy the disc drive because it's locked to the service. So that is still DRM.
Took physical out the stores. You have no physical preservation. Shut your stupid ass up.
And neither. Whoa. Why you getting so upset? I mean, just look how mad this man looks, bro. You know, all this because this dude called you a Nintendo fanboy? What are you talking about, hypocrisy? You could have still brought it up to people's attention. And the funny thing is, Nintendo started physical media, and they're going to be the last company ending it. Because you honestly believe that Nintendo has your best interest in heart. And I'm sorry to tell you, AGN, Nintendo will be doing the same thing in the inevitable future when their games can't fit on the cartridge either. Just because they're 20, 32, maybe possibly 40, 50 gigabytes to where they can actually fit within the constraints of a 64 gigabyte cartridge, then that's when Nintendo's going to go digital too. So, of course, you don't want to bring this up to people's attention because you're a Nintendo fanboy. This has nothing to do. I mean, yes, I guess we've all supported it in some ways or some forms, but it's the fact that you are downplaying it. Oh, I'm not going to be a hypocrite like you, and then getting angry about it when somebody brings it up to your attention. You did exactly everything this dude knew you was going to do.
That's what I mean. Why would I say that? Because that's dumb. I'm supporting a platform that kills physical. You motherfuckers are dumb to me. I swear.
And Nintendo's going to kill physical too. I mean, come on, man. Like 99% of the third-party games that dropped on your platform ain't even physical. So what are you blabbering about? Weren't you the same dude hyped up for Street Fighter 6 saying it looked better than the Series S? Ain't you the same dude? You didn't care if it wasn't on the cartridge. And the funny thing is about that, AGN, it was 50 gigabytes. Which means that they could have opted for the same cartridge that the same people did for Cyberpunk 2077. Y'all like, damn, Games, you're right about that. But you don't want to bring that up to people's attention because you are a Nintendo fanboy. That's what it is.
You're too stupid. That's why I don't waste my time with you. Because you say dumb stuff that makes no sense.
I don't waste my time with you, but then you go as far to waste your time addressing this comment just for him calling you a Nintendo fanboy. And what's even more fun, he didn't even bring up those points up. You just came up with all these points that you assumed that he would have came up with. That might not even been one of his arguments. I don't sit there. Let me read the comment for myself. It just says points in general. Like it just says everything going on with Switch 2. So how come you haven't covered it the way you were supposed to?
That's why I said I'm not going to be a hypocrite. That's why I ignore it. I'm only going to talk about something that doesn't seem hypocritical that I supported on the other platforms already. Then it's way worse, where you can spend $1,000 on a video game because it's possible with microtransactions. Same thing with gacha games.
Yeah, but a lot of those games is optional. You're not obligated to have to pay for anything to enjoy the benefits of Fortnite. I mean, if you want to make your character look better, by all means. I mean, I still don't like the concept of it, but at the same time, explain to me how is this any better than what Nintendo's doing with $80 Mario Kart Worlds and whatever have you. You don't want to touch up on these subjects, man. And the funny thing is, when you have to, you get angry, you get mad, you get emotional when these things happen. You just gave this man all the proof that he needed by the way you responded like that. Look at this.
But I can't do that on their games because they don't have microtransactions. They're not trying to make that type of money off of me. They'll just maybe overcharge $10 for Mario Kart. Yeah, that is a problem. I agree with that. I don't agree with that.
But you bought it.
You see what I'm saying? I agree with what you're saying. Yeah, $80 is stupid. It should have been $70.
Should have been $60.
But just because they do it don't mean other people need to follow it either. So don't make that excuse either, blaming them. Because when Sony did $70 with 2K going 70,
it's like, listen, man, we all know they all, like I said, the big three, they all doing it, man. They all trying to screw over the consumers. But you see, you go as far to, you're projecting. You know what I'm saying? Now you're trying to justify the $80 price tag because Sony, well, they're the reason why they did it, so therefore Nintendo could do it, so Nintendo should get the blame. Bro, Nintendo was out here charging y'all for some tech demo of a showcase. What are you talking? They charge you $10 for that crap. And you ain't made a video talking about this nonsense. Look at this man.
Never jacked the price up to 70. It took them years to the final year, almost of Tears of the Kingdom, to do $69.99. It's an excuse. I wasn't going to blame Sony or 2K if Nintendo decided to do $69.
That's not necessarily. Because they actually manufactured a more expensive card. They use a 32 gigabyte cartridge. This is why people said to Nintendo, can you please be forthcoming about what is justifiable for, why some games are more expensive, which in some cases, even though I don't agree with it, but if you're using a more expensive cartridge, then yes, obviously, as consumers, we should pay for that. No different than the Neo Geo, okay? Or games back then with the Sega Genesis that was 24 megabytes on the card. I mean, this is nothing new, people. I mean, if you guys want these games and you want these companies to manufacture the games on the cartridge, then you as a consumer have to be more than willing enough to pay for it. Sorry to say. To expect a company to take a loss on their own intellectual property just so you could feel the need to have ownership, well, guess what? Companies don't care about that.
Because I'm not an idiot and I'm not a fanboy. They did that because they wanted to. So all you dumbasses making excuses for grown-ass corporations that have trillions of dollars, you think some other company's going to tell those grown-ass men and there to jack the price up? No, they did it because they do it for that platform. Yeah, that's a fanboy. Just like when LeBron moved off of PlayStation and Xbox, all the people on Xbox praised him. But people on PlayStation were getting mad. Now when I'm going to go to another platform and enjoy a new console, I'm a fanboy.
It's not about that. See, you're completely missing the point, man. It's not even about the content that you make. It's the fact that you are oblivious as to what's going on with the company that you like to play on, which is the Nintendo Switch 2. I don't care about your little 4 or 5 million launch sales or however it did. At the end of the day, what I'm looking at is that majority of the third-party games ain't on the cartridge. I'm looking at the fact that those games ain't even selling. I'm also looking at the fact that the only good game on it is really Mario Kart World, which happened to be the game bundled with it. That's what I'm looking at. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, exclusives or not, ain't no device worth paying $400 or $500 for just exclusives alone. I'm sorry.
How about you grow up?
Uh-oh.
People are immature to me. I feel like I'm talking to people soulfully. They're like 7 years old, still in kindergarten. They can't handle this type of stuff on the screen.
Just like you can't handle a comment on the screen because somebody called you a Nintendo fanboy to the point where you feel like you gotta yell and scream.
Are you really this weak?
I mean, you must be weak, man, because listen, man, I'm going to be honest with you. You've kind of lost a lot of respect from your audience, bro, because people have a right to be able to address some concerns that they've seen in your video. Okay? People do it to me all the time. I go on a live stream. People say, hey, you don't talk about Sony. And then I'll touch up on a few things. And we was like, okay. People find out I'm a very neutral gamer. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, bro. We know what's going on here, but the fact is, one thing I don't act completely oblivious as to what's going on here.
Let's continue. Stop being fake and denying the truth. And coping. And hating on other platforms that are winning so they can put their games over there.
But what's winning, though? Explain to me what winning is. Because at the end of the day, whatever you're saying is winning, I'm enjoying myself, bro. I'm playing games. What determines a winner? Who determines a winner? You guys are not financial advisors at these companies. With the PlayStation fanboy, what they say is winning is playing the same games on Xbox that I'm playing through Game Pass Ultimate. So who's winning? So I can say I'm winning, guys, because I'm saving more money than you ponies. I'm winning. Explain what winning is. If winning is about selling the most consoles, but not selling the most software, like, you got to explain to me what winning is. Like, explain, because to be honest with you, real gamers, we don't care about this, bruh.
Because that's a winning platform that actually sells games. How about you stop hating? But sales don't matter unless Microsoft sells good on another platform.
I mean, it only sells well because it's portable, though. That's why Nintendo left the home console market. That was already the big concern there, because if these exclusives had the same weight that you say they did, they would have bought the Wii U. which we already know why they did it, because exclusives wasn't enough for them to buy the home console. Now, in portable, Nintendo's always been successful in portable. I've never knocked that. I've even told people that Nintendo is very good in portable gaming. I've never knocked that. But you're making it seem as if that's what I did.
You talk about. You see what I mean? You are a fanboy. It's an Xbox. Now shut the hell up. Oh, it's an EA console then. It's an Ubisoft console. Shut up with this bullshit. It's a Rockstar console because it just sells GTA. Bro, and third party's been doing this. Get out of here with this garbage because I shut it all down. They get mad because I'm genuine. If Nintendo was running this shit, I'd be tearing it down too. Because you know what? It's stupid. Everybody knows this. Third party's been dominating on PlayStation. You ain't doing nothing new. You just now know what that feels like, but they've been doing it.
Yeah, we know that. And that's why they lost the power struggle during the 360, because most of the games that you played on PlayStation were now finally going to other platforms. That's why PlayStation doesn't have the same, what quote unquote, what you would say, power dynamic as they used to before. Because we go as far to say that PlayStation is winning, but I find it funny that the games are selling better on PC than they're now doing on PlayStation. Games like Stellar Blade sold, about 2 million on PC in 2 to 3 days, and Stellar Blade's been on the platform for a year with 75 million hardware sales, and people ain't buying it. Just saying. So why are we picking up PlayStations for AGN? We're picking it up for third party. Exactly.
When they do it, it's all okay because you are a fanboy, and I made a video celebrating that, but I'm not a fanboy. See, that's the difference.
Oh.
You tried to call me out, now I called your podcast out and showed your channel. Go look at my channel, tell me what you see on Nintendo. You ain't gonna find it. Or hell. You're an idiot. See, he's trying to fantasize again. He's a fanboy, see? He's trying. You're no better than a PlayStation fanboy doing this. You're trying to make things seem like it's this way and trying to combine it so it can make sense. You're a fanboy. You're an Xbox fanboy. You're doing it. You can't even see it. I'm calling it out. This is the funny part to me, y'all. You don't even see it.
How can you say that the Xbox is not trying to merge their PC and console gaming together when you guys are the same people? Matter of fact, you even brought up the fact that the next Xbox would have Steam. That is something that you don't hear about in consoles. Wait, how does that not make sense? Explain to me, how does that not make sense? That's why you guys complaining about all these launchers upcoming on the new Xbox, right? So if that did not make sense, then why do we talk about it? Why are we bringing up that Steam's coming to Xbox? Why are we bringing up that you can access good old games and PlayStation games on the new Xbox, right? Why are we even having these conversations? Because the funny thing is, you guys want to keep calling it PC, whatever. Even your PS5 is a PC. Everything, gaming consoles have derived from PC gaming. You can go as far with the NES in the TurboGrafx, and they call that a PC at the time, okay? The reason why we call them consoles because the primary use of the device is to play video games. It's just like with a cell phone. You could do so many different things with a phone, AGN. Technology is advancing to the point where you can do a lot of things. I mean, the PS2 could have been labeled a DVD player, but why is it labeled a game console? It's labeled a game console because the primary consumer that they're trying to go for is for gaming. Everything else is just an additive incentive. Does that make sense? See, you guys don't want to look at that because that's just how technology is. We have advanced so much in technology that you can sit there and say a phone is a little tablet. I mean, based off how you want to use it. Some people don't even call and text on their phone. You guys know what I'm saying is true. So it's not a cell phone no more, AGN? What is it? Tell me, is a tablet now? Like, explain. I'm going to tell you how these things work, guys. If it's labeled and it's promoted, right? This is how you know at first. When it's promoted as selling games, then yes, what Microsoft's doing is a console. Now they're trying to merge that with their PC. That's why we keep talking about Steam and good old games and how you can act. This is the new vision that Microsoft sees. You don't have to agree with it, but at the same time, I'm telling you, because PS5, Xbox, I can surf the internet. I could do a lot of things with it. You can even plug a mouse and keyboard to it. But you know why we don't call it a PC? Because the sole purpose of why you would buy the console and the way that it's promoted is for video gaming. Therefore, we call it a console. Not because of the specs, not because of all these other aspects that you people want to keep using excuses for. Because that's what you guys are doing, using excuse, oh, it's a PC, to downplay the fact that it is an Xbox handheld. Bro, it is a gaming console. It's a gaming portable console. Just because you can do all these other things with it doesn't take away the fact that the sole purpose of why it exists in the first place is to appeal to what, guys? The gamer. Because if that's the logic we use in AGN, then a cell phone ain't a cell phone.
If we're having a live debate in front of professionals in the world, you're losing, man. They're just going to look at you as a clown that's talking nonsense because those are the winning platforms.
See, what is a winning platform? Explain to me what a winning platform is. Was Nintendo winning when they had to decide to put their head down and leave? Matter of fact, they left the home console market before Microsoft. To the point where they had to merge their portable and home console market as one, which would explain the hybrid. And that's what they did. So what are you talking about, bro? I'm just a person here playing games, man. No real gamer cares about any of the stuff that you people are blabbering about. Now, that's fine if you want to touch up on sales, you want to touch up on these things. That's perfectly fine because it can also help explain as to what's going on in the industry. But to rely on it so much, to use it as a crutch, to feel like that makes you feel important. So you're only enjoying Mario Kart World because the Switch 2 sold well? Listen, if I had a Switch 2 and the Switch, because I had the Wii U at the time, I actually bought the Wii U, and the same games that you enjoyed on the Switch, I loved them on the Wii U. I didn't care if it sold 11 million sales. I still enjoy the game because that's what gamers do. Gamers don't care about the whole popularity. I play games for myself. You think I care about what 20, 30, 40, 50 million other people doing with their consoles? I'm only worried about the one that I purchased, and the one that I got with the Xbox is giving me everything that I need, day-and-date games, ain't got to pay for them. $20 a month. And you can't argue that because you pay for online subscription fees. Remember? Don't be a hypocrite now, right? Be a real man. Because you're out here paying for Nintendo Online and I'm out here emulating all those stupid Nintendo games through dev mode for free. With enhancements, 4K 60 and everything. While you out here paying Nintendo $50 a month, $50 a year to play some old ass GameCube games that don't even run as well. Get up out of here, man.
You have to be smarter than that because you're a fanboy. You're not. You're gonna think just like a loser because you're thinking like a losing. You're thinking just like that losing mentality that Microsoft has projected into your head. The rich kid losing mentality. I like Phil Spencer, but the Microsoft Corporation, bunch of rich losers. They lost. You know what I mean? And I love Game Pass, but outside of that, I face reality.
Lost what? They lost so much, guys, that they still got games coming to the server. Explain. That's what I'm saying. Explain that. Explain. Is it the lack of sales? What is it? The console sales? Like, explain to me what losing is. Because when it comes down to playing games, I'm benefiting. I'm having fun. And as a consumer, I'm winning.
Sold out and broke the record and is consistently selling out. He's fantasizing again, but he's not in reality. What's not selling is Xbox, dumbass. Why? Why do they do this, y'all?
Why does this matter, bro? Like, you got to ask yourself, man. Like, you know, as a real man, right? Like he claimed, why does this matter, bro? I feel like the Xbox has sold well enough for Microsoft to continue to keep doing what they're doing. Just because it doesn't outsell its competitor doesn't necessarily mean it's a failure. The way Microsoft makes money, like I said, they all make money in their own different types of ways, right? Nobody's going to sit there and try to downplay that. You feel what I mean? And on top of that, who cares? I grew up playing the Dreamcast. I grew up playing the TurboGrafx. I grew up playing a lot of, I guess you can quote unquote say, failures. And guess what? I enjoyed them. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the Sega Saturn because you know why? I wasn't looking at it from the perspective, because that's what fanboys do, of the company. Because I can give two craps about the company. You think I give a damn if the Switch 2 sold 4, 5, 10, 20? I don't care, bro. I'm worried about what I'm getting with mine. And I'm going to tell you right now, and I don't have one right now currently because I decided to not support Nintendo with the game key card situation and all the anti-consumer practices that they were doing, which you obliged to, and they didn't even want to call out and address it because you're that much of a Nintendo fanboy. Man, listen, bro. You didn't look good in this video, man. This was a terrible counter from you.
I don't understand. Everybody knows that console's going to keep selling out.
We don't know that. I feel by the time GTA 6 comes out and the hype dies down, I don't know. You can't go as far to say that. Nobody's going to be looking forward to the Nintendo Switch 2 when GTA 6 come out. Maybe they're doing successfully as of right now because there's really no competition and there's no new device. It's not competing with anything. But I guarantee when that GTA 6 come out, Don't expect poor little Timmy to want to buy a Nintendo Switch too.
And I consistently keep up with the sales, and it's consistently selling out instantly.
Who cares, bro? I don't. Nobody cares, bro.
And he thinks that he's smart. Like, come on, like he's getting something here. All you're doing is looking like an idiot. Because you're not having any good points here. You just came out as a clown, and you're just regurgitating nonsense. Because you're a dumb Xbox fanboy. The only game... You see what I mean? This already shows me how dumb this person is.
Explain.
Why are you talking about stuff selling on the Switch? But everybody knows their sales are insane. I've shown it.
Oh, so everybody else in this community... with all the other games, because like I said, Mario Kart World was also bundled. I'm not saying the game went so well. I think most people would have bought it for the Switch too, by all means. But all of the other titles on the Switch have been selling poorly. You can sit there and say, well, they're not Nintendo games, but they're games nonetheless for the platform that people just chose not to buy. Game key cards, whatever situation they decide to boycott, whatever the case is, they didn't buy them. So one game out of which happened to be bundled with the console, one game out of the Switch is successful, but all the other games are not. But you say that it's selling games. How is it selling games? Games is plural, buddy. Games is plural. You need to say game because there's only one game doing well on it.
Everybody knows the Switch 2 is going to have juggernaut sales. And the console's going to move over and pass the Xbox sales up in probably 2 years. They already have tens of millions of sales all over the place. And this dude's trying to speak so early. This is called a fool jumping ahead with other fools when he should have just stayed in his place and realized you should have never said anything. You know what I mean? I want real people here.
Oh, this week is good, guys.
Yeah. You see what I mean? A real gamer here. And Gabe
right.
said, I'd like you to show me your PlayStation 5 trophies. People have seen my 56 Platinums. I also want to see your Xbox gamer score. Since you're saying I'm not a real gamer, that's an insult to somebody who's been number one in the world in Gears.
Yeah, bro, number one in the Gears, bro, and I guarantee I will dismantle you, bro. Bro, you're not intimidating me with that, bro. I'm telling you right now, you would get destroyed in Gears of War, bro. You would get absolutely mauled, bro. Please take you. Hey, listen. Hey, you know what? Listen. Let's stop going back and forth. You know, let's handle it in Gears of War. Make sure you come to the chat and we can have a challenge, 1v1 on Gears of War. Okay, and we'll see if Mr. Number One ranking can destroy me. Okay, I might have to put my short. I might have to private all. I can. Well, that's a lot of them. You know, I might have to private all my shorts. But yeah, we can most definitely play Gears of War. If this is how you want to settle it, because this is all this tick and tack crap. Like you said, we're gamers. We do enough talking already in this community. So I'm gonna take that as a challenge, Mr. Number One on Gears. So I want to test out that theory. I actually really do. We could play a few other games actually too, Mr. Gamer, right? So let's play a few games. Let's give the community what they want. We'll play one-on-one. You know what I'm saying? And we'll see who the real gamer is. Mr. Fanboy Financial Advisor.
And has been at the top of the pyramid in almost everything he's done.
Bro, ain't nobody heard of you, bro. You are random. You're a random, bro. You're an absolute random, bro. You have no experience, bro. You have no experience. You're Gears. You're what they call a pub star. Okay? You're not handling me in Gears, bro. I don't even play Gears like that, and I will destroy you, bro. You are a random. I'm sorry, bro.
Series and live service MMO games, all types of stuff. Richest player in certain games, and I got people that can vouch for that. You go take a look at my platinums, you'll see a lot of 1%. You talk to a real gamer here. 1993. 33 years damn near. So I'm not going to sit there and allow you to say this nonsense. Like you said, might be dropping out in 2000.
All right, so I got the Gears 1 challenge.
Would that make any sense, AGN, to drop a next generation console?
He really doesn't really touch up on much, man. Like I said, it's going to be a lot of tick for tack, right? But I just say, because he did bring up the fact that I'm an Xbox fanboy. So, you know, I figured, you know, maybe there's some truth for it. Maybe there is some merit. You know, let's find out if that's true or not, you know, because I really do like Xbox. Xbox. I like Xbox. I like Xbox. I like Xbox. I like Xbox. Xbox. I like Xbox. I like Xbox. Xbox. I like Xbox.